Hey guys, so today I have swatches of the Essie Winter 2021 collection. There are 6 polishes here altogether. Where did I find these? I think I got them from 88 Beauty because I think I waited a while to get them from there because they are a little bit less expensive from that website. A lot of times if I can find something right away, I would get it right away, but I knew it was going to be a while before I could actually get a video up, so I just waited to get them a little bit cheaper. So 88beauty.com is where I got these. 6 polishes here altogether, and I will get into the swatches. So the first polish is called Glee-For-All, and Essie describes this as shimmering champagne with yellow undertones. Oh, and an instant splash of uninhibited sparkle. And I did some swatches over black at the very end of the day yesterday, so I've got a little bit of staining left on my nails. But this polish has a lot of silvery, kind of pearly shimmer to it. The little shimmer particles in here are just big enough that you really don't get any brush strokes through it. And I did use 3 coats for my pictures, so I am fully expecting to need 3 coats here. So there's a lot of shimmer in here, and it builds up pretty nicely. From this angle, maybe, I don't know, I feel like I can still see a little bit of my nail line. And I did do 3 coats for the pictures. I tend to do 3 coats for pictures for almost everything, just because I've been burned one too many times with things looking like they're opaque, and then I go to edit the picture, and they're not. Or at least not on camera. So I might end up doing 3 here, I might not. I'll have to see how it looks when it dries. A lot of times these can look a lot more sheer after they're dry. Okay, so maybe I'm feeling a little lazy. Maybe it doesn't need a 3rd coat, but I don't really think it needs a 3rd coat. I did do one for my photos, so just know that. I can see like maybe some little flaws if I'm holding it an inch from my face, but I don't think it's enough to justify doing an entire 3rd coat. So that is 2 coats of Glee-For-All. The next polish is called All Dolled Up, and Essie describes this as a vivid hot pink with blue undertones. So this one covers pretty well. I definitely have a few darker spots, but this is just the first coat. I did 3 for my photos. Again, most of my photos are going to end up being 3 coats. This goes on really nicely. I do think it's showing a little bit brighter on camera, so I'm going to try to adjust that for the next coat. So hopefully you can see those slight flaws a little bit better from that first coat. The color looks a lot better, at least on my viewfinder. This does dry a little bit darker than it applies, and I think I'm going to be good with 2 coats here. I know this doesn't seem like the most seasonally appropriate color ever, but I really like this. And I feel like this, and there's a coral in this collection, and I feel like I can see all those together in a toy theme, but that's the only way that they're getting away with it, in my mind. Anyway, this is 2 coats of All Dolled Up. So the next polish is called Don't Kid Yourself, and Essie describes this as a bright coral with red undertones. So this one is pretty comparable to the pink as far as how well it covers. There's a couple dark spots in here, but I think it will be fine, probably in 2 coats. I did do 3 for the photos. Definitely a little bit streaky here on this first coat, but you know, it's the first coat. So this is another one that does dry a little bit darker than it applies, but that second coat seems to be covering all of those little streaks and dark spots. So while I did do 3 for the photos, which you're going to hear me say a lot, I am only going to do 2 here. Also, in case you haven't noticed, I'm trying really hard to not say that the formula is good every 2 seconds. So if it's not good or anything other than what I would consider good, then I'll talk about it. We're going to try to stick with that and make this a little less repetitive. Anyway, that is 2 coats of Don't Kid Yourself. So the next polish is called Toy to the World, and Essie describes this as a red, coral red? What? Coral? Oh, coral red. Okay, that makes more sense. They describe it as a coral red with pink undertones. I was going to say this definitely leans more pink to me than red, but coral red, I'll give that a pass. So this one covers very well and very evenly, especially compared to the last 2. I mean, I could definitely still see my nail line because we're only on the first coat, but there really aren't many streaks or dark spots in here. I think this one is the best for that as far as these kind of red family creams go. Then probably the pink, and I would say the coral was the worst. Not like it was bad, but it was the worst. This one is very, very nice and like buttery smooth. I don't like to use super often, but like you can tell the difference when you put this on after putting the last one on. I feel like that's probably not something that you would notice too much if you just picked up this polish from the store and like got home, put it on, like if you just got this one, but going from one to the next, you could definitely notice an improvement in the formula on this. So this is another one that does dry just a little bit darker than it applies. You can kind of see the difference there between wet and dry. This is going to be good in 2 coats. I did do that precautionary 3rd coat for the photos, just so you know. And I apologize if I'm like all over the place and don't know how to speak to the camera. Haven't made a video in a while. Quick question, does everybody that have short nails hit the fingertip a lot? Or am I just bad at painting my nails? Okay, so that is 2 coats of Toy to the World. So the next polish is Jingle Belle, and Essie describes this as a shimmering silver with cool blue undertones. So this one is a little bit sheer on that first coat. It definitely is more on the sparkly silver side than chrome. For me, that's a good thing. I prefer something like this to a chrome finish just because it's really hard to get a chrome finish to look clean because of those brush strokes, unless you use like a makeup sponge to sponge it on, but that's a lot of work. And there's no texture or anything to this. It's definitely not glittery. It's just sparkly. So this one builds up pretty well on that second coat. I'm not going to call this completely until it's dry though. I did do 3 for my photos. I feel like I can see through it a little bit, but we'll see how bad it is when it's all dry. Okay, so that's actually pretty good in 2 coats, so I guess I was imagining things. That is 2 coats of Jingle Belle. So the next polish is called Lucite of Reality, and someone help me, I don't think I get the pun with the, is it lose? Oh, is it lose sight of? Okay, so Essie describes this one as a deep forest green with blue undertones. I don't know if I go that far. It seems like a very, very dark teal to me. In my mind, forest green is like a totally different color, but that's subjective. So this covers really well in that first coat. I did 2 for the photos. I'll probably do 2 here because I just think in general 2 works better even if it does cover well, but I don't think you'd ever need more than 2. This has a very, very, very smooth finish, just like the red Toy to the World did. So this does cover completely in 2 coats. You might be able to get away with 1, but I wasn't quite there. If you see any like little flaws or little bumps, I guess, in the polish, that's just my nails not being fantastically smooth because they're protesting all the swatching that I've been doing. You can kind of see it on my ring finger there. That is my nails. That's not any issue with the polish. So that is 2 coats of Lucite of Reality. So this is a very not holiday looking holiday collection, which I go back and forth on. Part of me kind of likes it rather than just having a bunch of reds. The other part of me feels like it's kind of weak when stacked up with all the other mainstream holiday collections this year. I think OPI did a really good job, China Glaze did a really good job, Zoe did a really good job. I will say I think in other years I would have liked it a lot more, but just comparatively I think it's a weak one. And I didn't think that at first, but the more I've thought about it, the more I realized it's not super comparable to the other collections this year. But my favorite is going to be All Dolled Up. Not because it's that fantastic. It is a really great, like, this is my shade of pink, so it's perfect for me. But I have lots and lots of this shade of pink, so it's just here because it stands out the best to me amongst the other ones, but there really weren't any strong polishes in the collection, so that's not saying a lot for this one. It's not bad, it's just not super special, but it's still my favorite. So that is the Essie Winter 2021 collection. Again, I got those from 88beauty.com, so I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will talk to you later. Bye.